Hey guys, hope you're having a great day. Wanted to do a really quick video for you while I'm waiting on a client to show up. This video stems out of conversations that have been going around the office this week at Revolved Realty. We're implementing Boomtown for our website, our CRM, our lead generation, and there's a lot of conversation in the office regarding leads. You know, leads, those wonderful, albeit elusive little tidbits of information that maybe someday, hopefully, if the planets align and God is willing and the creeks don't rise, might actually turn into prospects, which might actually turn into clients. So that's what I want to talk about, is the difference between a lead, a prospect, and a client. Because I think a lot of agents and a lot of salespeople get them confused. They think a lead is immediately going to convert to a client. Just skip the prospect phase, and that's really not the way it is. So really quickly, I just wanted to talk about the difference, okay? A lead. What is a lead? Well, if you think about a lead from like a police detective point of view, a lead is a tidbit of information that may lead to something else. That's the meaning of the word lead. Where is this going to lead? I've got a lead from my website. Someone was looking at houses. They filled out a form. That came into my CRM. Zillow has sent me a lead. Maybe one of my friends told me about someone who's looking at a house. That may be a lead. So it's really important that you keep in mind a lead is nothing more than that. It is a potential lead to something else. It may lead to a prospect, all right? And a prospect is the second step. What's a prospect? A prospect is a prospective client. It's someone who you may prospectively do business with one day, all right? Don't mistake the fact that someone is a prospect, assume that they're automatically going to become a client. Here's the flow. You're going to lead on your website. You text them, you call them, you email them. They do not become a prospect until there's some contact made there and the lead is qualified and validated, meaning, excuse me, that this lead really does have an interest in buying or selling a home. This lead really does want to communicate with me, and this lead might want to do business with me. So once that initial communication happens, then that lead becomes a prospect, a prospective client, all right? They're not a client yet. In my book, they do not become a client until something is signed. That could be a listing agreement. It could be an exclusive buyer's agreement. You know, even once when they sign a RECAD, they're not really your client. In my mind, at least, a client is not a client until they agree to buy or sell something. Until they agree to buy or sell something and put a name on a piece of digital paper, they are a prospect. All right? I think that's another mistake that some agents make, that they take for granted that this prospect is going to become a client. Let me tell you something. I've had prospects who left me to go to another agent simply because they didn't have as much stock in the relationship as they should have. And that could have been my fault. Maybe they didn't connect with me. Not everyone does. I know, hard to believe. But just because they're a prospect does not mean they're going to become a client. Now, you know, you can get them to sign a buyer's agency agreement that locks you in. If they buy a house, at least you get paid in some form or fashion. Not all agents use those. Some, I don't think I've ever signed one. But even so, they don't become a client until there's an agreement to buy and sell something and their name is put on a piece of digital paper with your name there as their representative. All right? Then they become a client, and usually a pain in the butt. But I digress. So there you go. Those are the difference. A lead is nothing more than something that might lead to them becoming a prospect, and becoming a prospect might lead them to becoming a client. All right? So it's really important, guys, as you're chasing down these leads, that you keep that in mind. All right? And as you know as well as I do, if you've done this any length of time, you could get 100 leads from Zillow, or 100 leads from Boomtown, or 100 leads from Sync, And out of those 100 leads, maybe 1%, 2 if you're lucky, might actually become prospects. All right? So don't put so much stock in the number of leads you get and the quality of those leads, because it's up to you to work those leads, to qualify those leads, to convert those leads into prospects, and then hopefully convert those prospects into clients. All right, hope that was helpful. I am going to pull down the street and meet my client, who is a client, because we're about to sign it. I guess he's still a prospect. Damn. He'll be a client in about 15 minutes. I guarantee it. All right, get out of here. I'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye.